Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com, and we are back with Mike from Robart. What is happening, Mike?
What's going on, Jimmy?
We are talking today again and another dimension, a higher level of Robostruts. And if my memory is good, it's 12 to 18 pound airplanes we're talking about today.
That's right. We're looking at the stronger ones. We're going up a notch. Last week, we talked about the smallest of the Robostruts, which is our 650 series. Today, we're going to be talking about our 660 series. And we're going to talk about the different Robostruts we have to offer and then a couple of the accessories. So, and we're again, like we talked about last week, we're not going to get into the nose gears. We're going to keep those all for a separate video, and we'll just talk about the fixed nose gear all together as one. So let's just jump right into it. Jim, start with you. I'm going to flip my camera around.
Let's see it.
All right. So 660s. So very popular gear. So, or not gear, strut. So it's a 7/16 diameter. When we talk about the 7/16 diameter, that's the OD, or the outside diameter of the upper strut tube. All right. So like you said, this is for planes weighing in at the 12 to 18 pound range. So this is a very popular set of gear for us because we start to pick up on those 60 size planes, the some of your standard 60 sizers. If we're starting to look at some of the bigger 60 sizers, like a P40 or something, you might go up into a half inch. But this is kind of where you're going to be landing, is in the 7/16 range.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do these attach? Do they attach to the wire gear itself, or how does it work?
You can attach to wire gear, okay? Or I have a bigger gear here. I don't know if these are going to fit into it. That's a wonderful question. Okay, so I've got a larger gear set here. I think this is a 630, 635, and something of that nature. I have to do some measurements on it. Okay, but let me see if I can get this operated and get the gear deployed. I don't have my little tools here to do it. Maybe. You caught me for a loop here, Jim.
Well, while you do that, I'll tell everyone how to find these things. Go to robart.com and go to the main menu, which I was just on a minute ago. You could go and search and click Robostrut, and that would get you there that way. Or you can go to the sidebar, Robostrut, and you can choose by diameter, aircraft weight, or other ways. We could go by aircraft weight, and then there you can search for different sizes. We're in the 12 by 18 aircraft size. So we have a full page of options, and we're discussing that today. And then we have a second page. And back to Mike.
There we go. Back to me. All right. So on your center loading trunnions, why don't you blow up my screen here, Jim?
There we go.
So remember when we talked about retracts, we talked about center loading trunnions. So the center, the Robostrut will come up to the center of the retract. Okay. So in these, what you'll see is there's a hole in the trunnion. This is the part that's actually turning or pivoting. So that in that hole there, that is where the Robostrut will be inserted. And then typically we have 2 set screws, and those will lock down will always lock down onto the Robostrut. Okay.
Got it.
So what we'll do is when we go into your sleeve adapter, so this is the sleeve adapter for a 7/16 strut to a 1/2 inch trunnion. So this has got a 1/2 inch ID on it. These will fit inside of there to take up that slop.
Got it.
So to answer your question, that is how you install a Robostrut. Okay. Now, remember in a previous video we talked about that toe tool. And
right.
Yes. So up here on the gear is how you would adjust the toe. You would loosen up those set screws, and then you can change your toe in or out, and you can use that toe tool to square it up to start, and then make your slight adjustments one way or another.
So easy.
Try to be. Try to be. So the first one is just our standard 660 straight strut. And these will come with your Robostrut. It'll come with your axle bag that has, these ones have a sleeve adapter. It's got a nose bushing, and it has your axle, and it's got a couple set screws in there. Okay. Now, axle is held in with the set screw at the bottom. Make sure that you're putting a grind flat on your axle when you put it in. Okay.
Right.
These also have an opening at the top for pressing in the nose bushing so that you can install this onto a nose gear. Now, going back to your original question, Jim, is you said, can you install these onto a wire leg? Right?
Yes.
You said, okay. So what you would do is you would chop your wire leg so that you have a nub coming down. And all we're going to do is we're going to simulate how you would install these onto a nose gear. So you want to install the nose bushing, press that into the top here, and then drill and tap the side, put your set screws in, and lock that down onto that wire. And so now you can actually use these on a gear that already has a wire leg on it.
Got it.
Okay. So I think that answered your two questions.
Yes, it did.
Okay. So what we're going to do is let's go through the different, taking these apart. Similar to last week, what you'll do is you'll remove the E-clip, hold this, take the pressure off of your clevis pin. Okay. You'll pop your clevis pin out, and then this will come apart. You have your spring, your lower strut, and your torque link. And that's about it. They're a very simple design.
Don't point it at your eye. I also have this. It is a drawing of the gear itself, where the wheel lives, and measurements and things like that, where you can cut safely and all the good stuff.
Thank you, Jim. So the next one, the nice thing about the 660s is we offer an XL. This is an extra long. That's what the XL stands for. And so what we've done is we've gone ahead and extended the length on this. So if you need something a little bit longer to get that nose up on your tricycle gear sets, that's where this will come in really handy. You can either use this as a long nose gear, or let's say that you need to put two of these on to bring the wings up and let the tail sink down a little bit more. That's what these are available for.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it.
Now, there is a word of caution on the XLs. Remember, the longer your strut, the more of a lever you got, okay? So, so if you're at the high end, if you're at the very high end of the weight class, let's say you got an 18-pound plane, you may not want to put an XL on there. You might want to jump up to the half-inch Robostrut, because if you're putting all this on here, you got a long lever, you may have some performance issues.
Got it.
Okay. Then we go into our offsets. You got your left offset, you got your right offset. All right. Now, the offsets for these are, let me get to that size also. So we're going to be accommodating wheels from a 2 3/4. So that's what these ones are, the 661. This will go a 2 3/4 to 3 inch. All right. All the way up to a 4-inch tire. So when I talk about accommodating a wheel, Jim, I'm talking about this area down here.
Right.
I'm talking about this area right here.
Right.
All right. So when you call up and you ask for a specific Robostrut, and you say you want an offset, the first question we're going to ask you is what size tire, so that we make sure that we get this oleo here. This is the oleo. We'll get this oleo to fit the exact tire that's in there. Okay.
Got it. It's like
So,
fender clearance.
yeah, fender clearance, right. Now we get into our forks. All right, so this will accommodate a wheel up to 3¼ We only offer one of the forks in a Robostrut. We do offer a fork in the nose gear, and then I'll show you another fork on a trailing. But on your standard Robostruts, we only offer this one fork for the 3¼ wheel.
Got it.
Okay. Now we go into trailing links. We have all sorts of trailing links here. All right. 667 is your straight. Oh, sorry about that. Let me get some of this noise out of here. 667 here. This is our standard Robostrut, our standard trailing link Robostrut. These are really cool. More of a jet look. Okay. Same axle bag, and some of this noise out of here again. So these still strut just like our other ones, but then your wheel will be sitting back here.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the straight and a trailing. We offer a left offset and a right offset. These will only accommodate a 3.5-inch wheel. Get it a little closer so people can see. So it goes up to the 3.5-inch wheel, right? So we have them as a left or a right. So if you'd like to put those on the mains, or say your nose gear requires a certain one, and then we do offer the fork also.
And is there advantage to the trailing versus the others?
It's more for scale look. So it's
okay.
Yeah. So if you're looking for there's a lot of planes out there that do require a trailing link for that scale look. Okay.
Got it.
So those are the Robostruts. Before we go into accessories, you got any other questions for me, Jim?
No, I think I get it. It's
okay.
a upgrade for wire gear, 12 to 18 pound planes.
Yep. So we offer basically 3 accessories for the 660s. Are the clips. So these are 660 clips. These are for your brake lines. These are to organize your brake lines. So these will clip right on. We offer them in white, gray, and black. Unfortunately, I didn't have a black one to show you, but that's how they clip onto your upper strut tube. We have your gear door brackets. So that's a 660 DB for the gear door brackets. And then we have our 660 SA. This is the sleeve adapter so that you can put your 7/16 into a 1/2-inch strut. Okay. So real quick. So that will go there. Okay. It goes over the top. And then your set screws on the gear, you want to line those up with the hole. Okay.
Got it.
And that will tighten up into there. So that is how you would use those. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have an Allen wrench here, or I would do that for you. So I apologize. Again, I'm off a little bit today, Jim. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Okay. What other questions do you have for me on the 660 Robostruts, Jim?
I think you've covered it all quite extensively.
Well, good. I really do enjoy working on these with you. We like going over them, making sure that everybody kind of gets a feel for them, and what we have to offer. Quite a bit of times we'll get these. I'll put these videos out with you, and somebody's going to call us, or we get a new order or something like that, and they just say, "Hey, I saw it on Flying Giants, and it looks like what we're going to need," or "I saw it on RC Groups, and I think this is what I'm going to need." So we do appreciate it, Jim.
Well, while we're doing it, I think, who are we doing this for? And somewhere there's someone who needs this thing, and I'm the king of it. If I'm going to buy something, I want to see a video on it before I pay for it, right?
Yep.
So you can watch these. And I'll also say, if you go to flyinggiants.com, we have a Robart section at the top, and the main section, and you can go in there, and all of our interviews are in there. So you're like, I wonder what else they've talked about. It's all together in one place, and you go check them out as you please.
Yeah, and if you watch the really early ones, you could see I had a lot darker beard, and then you see the older ones where it's a lot grayer, you know.
Right. Well, I hate to think we've done it that long, but maybe. And of course, the URL for Robart is robart.com. You can go check out all the stuff that they make and see what's new and what's happening currently. We don't talk current on videos like this because things change, but go check the site out and find out. Mike, I always appreciate you taking time out to talk to me at the end of the week.
I look forward to it, Jim. Thank you so much, bud.
And all of y'all out there, thank you for just hanging out with us, hitting subscribe and watching the videos and making comments. Always feel free to ask me questions. I go look at those once or twice a week just to see if there's anything we should answer. I'm Jim T. Graham with the RC Groups, talking with Mike from Robart, and we will be back next week.